You know, in the world of movies, some films make money, and then there are the films that make history. Today, we are talking about a true phenomenon, Kantara Chapter 1. This film didn't just do well at the box office, it totally rewrote the rules. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's just start with the number that says it all. 509.25 crore rupees, that's right, over 5 billion rupees. That is an absolutely staggering figure that puts this film in a very, very elite club.
So you have to ask, right? How on earth does a film get to a number like that? It's not just about selling tickets, it's about creating a cultural moment. And that's exactly what we're going to break down.
First up, let's follow the money. Where did this huge total actually come from? Because the breakdown tells you a lot about the film's real strength. The real story here starts at home. I mean, look, a nearly 68 crore overseas collection is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But the powerhouse, that's the almost 400 crore from India alone. This shows it wasn't just another movie, it was a domestic sensation. Its foundation was just this unbreakable connection with its local audience.
But here's the thing, this film's journey wasn't just about racking up numbers, it was a story of conquest. It systematically took down one box office titan after another.
And the very first giant it had to conquer, it was itself. The film had to step out from the huge shadow of the original and prove it could build something even bigger. And wow, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? The original Kantara was a huge hit, topping out at a very impressive 309 crore. But Chapter 1, it didn't just beat that, it soared past it, adding a whole other 200 crore on top. The gap here is just massive. All right, so after setting a new bar for itself, it was time to look outwards and take on the competition. The next challenge? A head-to-head showdown with another one of the year's biggest domestic blockbusters.
And here's what that showdown looked like. The film Sayara took its entire run in theaters to earn just under 330 crore. Kantara Chapter 1 blew past that number in just 8 days. That's not just winning, that's an unstoppable force.
But the story doesn't end there. Oh no, this incredible run went global. And that's where it didn't just compete with, but actually beat some of Hollywood's biggest movies.
Get this. In its opening week, Kantara Chapter 1 went head-to-head with Hollywood heavy hitters. It actually made more money than major international releases, like the action blockbuster One Battle After Another, and even the super-hyped Taylor Swift, The Official Release Party of a Showgirl. This wasn't just a win, it was a global statement.
So, after all these wins, all these conquests, where does Kantara Chapter 1 officially land in the big picture for the year? Let's put this incredible success into its final context. When the dust finally settled on 2025, it took home the silver medal. It became the second highest-grossing film of the entire year, a truly amazing achievement, coming in just behind the historical mega blockbuster Chava.
So, let's step back. What does this all really mean? When you put all of these pieces together, the insane numbers, the victories, the final ranking, what is the real legacy of this film's triumph?
Let's just run it back one more time. A massive 509 crore worldwide. It didn't just beat its predecessor's record, it completely crushed it. It absolutely dominated its domestic rivals and even outmuscled Hollywood blockbusters. And, to top it all off, it cemented its place in history as the #2 film of the year.
Which leaves us all with one final and really fascinating question. After a performance this strong, this record-shattering, are we witnessing the birth of the next great global franchise? Well, I guess only time will tell.